we will move on to animal care and control.
Good morning, Supervisors. I'm Jonathan Armas, the Director of Lake County Animal Care and Control. So this last year, we were able to get awarded 3 grants totaling $169,000 with a target to community programs, including like our community cat program and a salary towards a veterinarian, which we're still working on trying to get a potential vet to fill that, but it should help relieve some of the pressures we have. All of our applicable officers that we do have on staff, including me, my deputy, were certified with the state of California to be animal control officers with the state. And then we pivoted over to full-time employment equivalent positions over like 12 plus 900-hour staff, which has helped us provide consistent care to both the public and the animals that we care for. And then we also extended our outreach to the community. We were able to go to a whole bunch of events like Concert in the Park. We did mobile adoption events this year. We did Trucks on the Track, and I'm forgetting one. But for our emphasis this next year, we need to fill the veterinarian position. We know we're on a time crunch. Our current vet will probably be leaving soon. And then filling our 2 vacant officer positions, which we're conducting interviews right now. Hopefully within 2 weeks, we'll be able to conduct those and fill them. We're also going to be exploring contract vet services more. Been working with an RFP with Stephen and admin to shore that up. And then also trying to find full-time vet if there's any interested. And then again, the 2 vacant officers we want to get on, hired, trained, and the resumption of services with that, including the community cat program, low cost spay and neuter. We are still doing vaccination clinics, and then also our on-call after-hour services, so that if something happens over the weekend or overnight, that we are available. So if anyone has any questions or comments.
Does the board have any questions? I am curious if any adoptions came out of our board chamber visits.
It's hard to tell. I think it is a good thing for us to do when we have the staff available. It's just hard to tell. Right now, throughout the state and the nation, we're seeing that every shelter, regardless if it's a municipal or a rescue, is taking in more dogs than they can place, about 10 to 20% on average, and we're no different. This last year, our live release rates did go down due to that in total, so it is hard to tell.
Well, when you are fully staffed, we would love to have you back.
We will bring them. Yeah.
That was really great. Supervisor Crandall?
Yes, I just had a question, I think in regards to like the cat program or either that or spay and neutering and whatnot. Is there like any type of initiative where you're working with maybe a nonprofit or someone in the community that has a group that does that work while you're doing all of the hiring or anything of that nature?
The difficulty is there's a shortage of veterinarians, so it's more of the capacity to provide those surgeries. There was just a study conducted in the state, and it was something along the lines of like 40% of the state is unable to provide surgeries to animals through rescues or municipal agencies. So that's more of the choke point in our ability.
All right, thanks.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have assessor recorder, but is he?
He's unable to meet with us at this time, but we're going to bring him back later in the day,
Okay,
if
wonderful.
possible.
Okay. Auditor-Controller, County Clerk.
Good morning. Let's see. So the accomplishments, the Auditor-Controller County Clerk's Office for 2022, so a contract automation project, that's step one of something that could
potentially be much larger, could eventually lend itself to going into the document management software that the county recently acquired. But at this stage, that means all contracts have been scanned and all payment processing is electronic, so it's not in paper files anymore, which is big for us. The second one, resumed wedding ceremonies. And so that's just a fun thing we get to do. In the middle of a very serious day, we also marry people, and we are almost always booked, especially during the summer. We're booked months out, so it's pretty neat to note that. And then third, prepared for transition and leadership, which was huge. There was over 40 years for me to try to download, and then what spilled over, I took a ton of notes, and then at this point, just looking to the support and resources offered by the county, so as we move forward. And so then for points of emphasis, I have 2 slides for points of emphasis. I couldn't narrow it down. So the first one is more from a technical aspect, addressing challenges with decentralized contracting processes. So continuation of the contract project, as I mentioned. So it could include countywide indexing and then streamlining the process overall, and that's something I look forward to assisting with as we have more discussions about it. Second is implementing new AP software, so accounts payable. That's our check writing software. The RFQ's already done. We're about to select a vendor. We're down to 2, and that's going to happen, I'd say, in the next 60 to 90 days. And so as we do that, we're also going to explore other possibilities as far as electronic payments are concerned. And then third, improving report writing capabilities. That one I have to tackle. There's a lot to that, but it's definitely a goal because I know it will help everybody throughout the county. And then, so this point of emphasis is a little more of a big picture view, just continuing the great work started by Kathy, your board, the county, and the focus on employee retention. So continuing to support the amazing team that I have now. Training and exploring resources that are available are kind of where I'm going to start, but just to focus on hanging on to this really great team that we have. And then secondly, business process efficiencies. So your board recently approved the Clerk doc software, and so that's also going to be implemented in the next couple of months. And the 2 main efficiencies that I'd like to point out are, one, fictitious business name statements. That's something that the public often wants to search for, and right now they have to call our office and someone has to answer the phone and search and give them an answer. They're going to be able to go onto the website and search that for themselves. And then secondly, the marriage license application. That's going to allow them to fill it out at home. The information will populate when they come in. It'll just streamline the process overall for obtaining a marriage license through our office. And that's all I have. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Any questions? Supervisor Green?
It is super quick, and I think I know the answer, but because of the specialized nature of many of your processes, so I'm assuming there's not one, but several proprietary software packages that you're using in there and that you're expanding your use in 23. But I know the county as a whole now has Laserfiche available and stuff like that. So some departments may be able to leverage that and do some workflows. So without putting you on the spot, is this all proprietary all the time as far as your workflows and your software packages, or is there some opportunity to develop some workflows in-house that could leverage this kind of baseline Laserfiche availability we have now? For scanning documents, storing documents, stuff like that. And if it is putting you on the spot, I apologize.
It's okay. I'd say the majority of the software we use is pretty respective to what we do, but the Laserfiche, that's where we had already started trying to automate the contracts when that committee was getting together to meet about the document management software. And so now that we have it, I do believe that this can align to where contracts will end up in maybe a software that anybody throughout the county, if they have access to Laserfiche, they'd be able to look at the contract as well. But that's going to take a lot of coordination and so forth. So that's more of a dream, but I do think that that won't be proprietary, that part of it, the contracting part, because that is something that, the other departments, that we could share the information. There's potential there.
Supervisor Crandall?
Glad to be of service to conduct weddings this year.
Wednesday afternoons if you're available. Yeah. We do them right here. Yeah.
I've done 3 so far, but they've all been off-site. Brought
Oh,
the
okay.
paperwork in, so yeah.
We did do a few in the park across the street. That was fun. So, yeah.
Did one at the county park, and
Yeah.
then over on the lake, 2 on the lake, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah.
Well, welcome to your first presentation, and
you
thanks for
very
being here.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.